Well, if you've been following me regularly over the past 5 months, you've made a hell of a lot of money, because I've made a hell of a lot of money. It was a great baseball season, one that I'm sad to see probably come to a close tonight, because I think the Red Sox, behind David Price, will close out the Dodgers in the World Series this evening. It's been a great start to the football season, college and pro, and the NBA season has started off very nicely too. Now, in the short term, yesterday, Saturday, I was going for winning day number 4 out of 5, because I started the football weekend with the top-rated 15-dime best bet winner on Friday night with Utah, 10.5-point road favorite, kicking UCLA's you-know-what at the Rose Bowl. So yesterday, I came out with another top-rated 15-dime best bet release, potential winner number 25 out of 40 with Purdue. That didn't exactly turn out so well. The Boilermakers a week earlier looked like world beaters when they took care of business at home against Ohio State. But yesterday at Michigan State, they simply got beat. And guess what? A little rain will fall sometimes, because no matter what some people tell you in this business, usually the guys with thick New York accents screaming from the top of their lungs at the top of every rooftop, telling you that they never have lost since 1992, that they've won every single lock of their life on the games that you can bet $1,000, $5,000, and $5 million on. You do lose sometimes. And as I always like to tell you for the last 20 years, before you even start gambling, if you accept the fact that you are going to lose, and sometimes you're going to lose big, and sometimes you're going to lose multiple days, and sometimes you're going to lose multiple weeks, you will be a much happier and better gambler over the long term. Oh my God. Oh my God. A guy talking gambling and is actually mentioning losing in the same sentence as gambling? Yeah, let's get over it, guys. Let's accept reality. You're going to lose sometimes. And if you accept the fact that you're going to lose before you place your first bet, you will be happier, because you will be betting in reality. You will actually be living in the real world, not living in that pretend world where people always think they're going to win. And the other thing is that when you lose those games, which you think you're always going to win, because you will lose them sometimes, you will then be able to avoid walking on the edge of that windowsill, walking on the edge of that cliff, always being suicidal. Because those of you that are those type of gamblers, well, you're going to miss the next money-making opportunity. And I've been saying that for over 20 years. I see there's some scumbag handicapper here at the site, a matter of fact, that decided to steal my phrase and use it on his site today, and that really pisses me off too. And that's the reality too. When you lose a game, you can't let yesterday affect today, can't affect tomorrow. Because if you do let that happen, if it colors your perception, you may miss the next money-making opportunity that is staring you right in the face. And that is a mistake. So I lost yesterday with Purdue, and guess what? I'm coming right back with another top-rated 15-dime release today. Number 26 out of 41, as I go for winning day number 69 out of 114. And it's still a great 5-month run. And it's on Indianapolis and Oakland. And it's going to be available to you for half price today by using coupon code. Oh, let's come up with something innovative, something creative. Oh yeah, we'll use coupon code HALF, H-A-L-F. These 15-dime best bets in the NFL, my record with them, 124, 88, and 9 over the past 7 seasons. I've won a few of them. The past 2, last Monday night, I cashed in with the Chiefs, 45-10 over Cincinnati, and 2 Thursdays ago, I cashed in with the Broncos, ironically, 45-10 over Arizona. Go figure, right? So today, since those were the last 2 15-dime best bets I won in the NFL, or I had in the NFL, I'm going to break down the games today for you between the Chiefs and the Broncos. That's going to be one complimentary play. And the other complimentary play is going to be the game between the Rams and the Green Bay Packers, because every single week this season, I've either bet the Rams or I've given you their complimentary play. So why break that streak? Now, listen, something else I want to talk about here very quickly. Yesterday was not a very good day here for the handicappers at the site. Oh my God. The guy who runs the sites, the guy who created this whole part of this industry, is actually telling you that the guys here at the site had a lousy day. Well, listen, if you wanted somebody to lie to you, you came to the wrong place, but that's the reality here. Most of the handicappers lost here at the sites yesterday. And there have been a lot of red-hot handicappers. Tommy Brunson, Ray Chadwick, myself, Chris Jordan. Just about everybody lost at the site. And guess what? That happens sometimes too. And that's why, thank goodness, there's a weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and hopefully the guys will rebound today. You can find all the other discount codes and coupons over on the homepage. I'm not going to bore you any longer, but I just wanted to be upfront with you as well. So let's talk about these two games today. I'll run them in reverse chronological order. I find it interesting that the Rams game, this line has actually come down in terms of the price. Earlier today, the Rams were an 8-point favorite, and earlier this week, this line has now come down to 7.5. So obviously, the Green Bay Packers coming off the bye, their defense must have been improved tremendously during the bye week. I'm being facetious. This Green Bay Packers defense sucks. That's the reality. It sucks. And Aaron Rodgers did not have knee surgery over the past 2 weeks. He may have spent it with Danica Patrick having fun, but his knee didn't get appreciably better. He is getting some of his wide receivers that have been hurt back, so that will certainly help the offense. But listen, this Rams team has everything going for it other than the fact that they're going to be missing one of their top wide receivers today. But you know, a Rams team that is 7-0 since the first time since 1985, returning home after a pretty tough 3-0 road trip where they barely won at Seattle, had to hang on for their life against Denver, and then pummeled San Francisco a week ago 39-10, a game in which the defense held the 49ers to 10 points and 228 yards total. But more importantly, the defense got the pass rush going, 7 sacks, and Aaron Donald, last year's reigning Defensive Player of the Year, had to hold out early, really got off to a slow start, but is really suddenly turning on the Jets. Had 4 of those 7 sacks last week, had 6 tackles for loss as well. I think that this is a very fair price for the Rams. I think that they will be able to score at will against this Green Bay Packers defense that hasn't been able to stop anybody. A Green Bay team that hasn't been able to do anything on the road either. And I think that the Rams will be able to win this game somewhere in that 10 to 13 point margin. So I like the Rams here, minus the points. In terms of your early game between Kansas City and Denver, now we remember what happened the first time these two met earlier in the month. Kansas City looked awful for pretty much 3 quarters, and then Patrick Mahomes just caught fire in the 4th quarter, rallying the Chiefs from 10 points down and bringing them back for that victory. And it has been a series in which the Chiefs have absolutely dominated thanks to that 10-point 4th quarter comeback in the first meeting on October 1st, 27-23. Mahomes finishing with 304 yards, 1 touchdown in that one. He just had that big monster game, back-to-back monster games against the Patriots and the Bengals. League-high 22 touchdown passes for Mahomes for a Chiefs offense that leads the league in scoring at 37.1 points. Broncos, yes, they're coming off the 45-10 win at Arizona 2 Thursdays ago. I had them in that game, as I alluded to earlier. But let's face it, Arizona, because of the turnovers, gave the Chiefs 2 cheap early touchdowns. Gave the Broncos 2 cheap early touchdowns. And Denver took advantage of probably the worst team in the league that night as well. And that win and cover was only the second in 11 road games during Vance Joseph's tenure as the Broncos head coach. And remember, going into that game, there was a lot of speculation that if Vance Joseph didn't win that game, that John Elway may be searching for his replacement after that game. Kansas City, 6 straight wins and covers in that series. Following the 27-23 comeback win in the first meeting back on October 1st. Kansas City, 11 consecutive covers in regular season games dating back to last season. 10-1 straight up in that stretch. The lone loss against New England 2 Sunday nights ago. 6 straight covers at Arrowhead Stadium. And you saw how, and I used Kansas City is my best bet on Monday night. And I alluded to in my analysis, you saw how, taking a page out of Texas A&M, how Arrowhead Stadium is more or less like a 12th man environment. It's almost like how Seattle was in the Seahawks' heyday a few years back. The frenzy that crowd brings to the ballpark, it's just amazing. The loudness, they're so into the Chiefs right now. It's a tough place for them to play. Broncos 3-12-1 against the spread their last 16 division games. Meanwhile, Kansas City has covered 12 of their last 14 in AFC West competition. I just like the way that Mahomes is playing right now, the way Kareem Hunt is running the ball right now. I just don't think that the Chiefs can be stopped, and I think that this Denver defense hasn't been able to stop anybody. The only reason they looked good against Arizona is because that Arizona offense is so putrid. So I think Kansas City will have their way as well. Of these two plays, I actually lean toward the Rams a little bit more, and I've been almost on the money every single week involving the Rams this season, so, take that for what it's worth. So I like the Rams, and I like Kansas City today. Those are your two complimentary plays, and I wish you well, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Good luck.